I am the voice of African identity. I speak about African identity, and this subject most people fear to talk about it. And the truth is, Africa and African people, we must reclaim African identity. This is about remembering who our ancestors were before colonial came, before religions came, how our ancestors has been believing, what the practice they have for naming their children name. Why do I claim my African name? Why did I take back my true Rwandan name? Why did I remove colonial name from my identification? I did it. And this decision is decision for individual thinking, individual goals, and individual action. That is why I claim African identity. That's how I know who I am. Because you remember, most African, the identity we have will be given by colonial system. The identity we have is shaped by outsiders' influence. Some Christianity influence, other Muslim influence. But African identity, it was started with our ancestors. African ancestors before colonial had their own name. I began to realize that reclaiming identity must begin with very simple, and it's a name. And you know why? Because the first things people ask you in life, it's what is your name? And because I live in Australia, where there's many immigrants, always people they go to ask your name and your background. Because your name is the first introduction to the world. Why names matter? I live in an immigrant nation, multicultural. Other community I've met, most of them, they have their own traditional and ancestors' name. Most of them, Indian, Turkish, Arabs, Chinese, most people have met in Australia, their identity is matching with their name. But only African is different. African names, it was describing everything, what people got, circumstance of the birth, the hope, the experience of the family, the history of the tribe and the clan. And that was part of the name. Name was just not a word. Colonial came and gave it to us. African name carry wisdom and identity. But the colonial came, they interfere in some things and force. And most African will think it's better to have European name than to have African names. As I say again, it's everybody individual. I changed my name. My name was Aloys Rubasha. I removed it. Now I'm Ndizeye Rubasha. The name with our ancestors. The name from Rwanda. Ndizeye is my name and Rubasha is my father's name. That is how Africans, Rwandan, they were naming their children before colonial came in. But when the colonial came, they changed. They make African Rwanda name, they become pagan names. That's why Rwanda how it is. Rwanda's names are pagan, and we accept it. I'm sitting here to bring back this, our dignity, to bring this in young generation, African, who have this thinking, who have this question, why do you have a European name? Why do you have Arabs names? if you have this question in your mind, let's we come together. Let's we go back to know who we are. Let's we go back to take our ancestors' identity. It's so powerful because it's going to bring a lot. It's going to feel, it's going to make proud of yourself. It's going to make you proud of your ancestors. This is not rejecting other communities. No. Is we have to go to remember who we are. African must reclaim our identity. Identity is power. I'm sitting here to tell you, come join me to change, to remember our African identity. Africa, the future, is going also to be supported by reclaiming African identity. It's not a war, it's power of mind. Africa, we have to bring power of mind. The power of mind, it tells us who we are. It makes us to be proud who we are. I want young children, young teenagers, and diaspora to be proud who we are. To be proud of your name, to be proud of your African name. My brother and my sisters, I done it. You can do it too. And you feel proud because you take back your identity. The name is your identity. Colonial has given a lot of identity. We have to reject the colonial identity. African must reclaim our identity. Thank you for watching. I'm here to inspire you, to motivate you. Let's African reclaim our identity. Thank you.